Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. And I'm just here on wharf number 6, just taking a walk down to see what the view is like from down here. And it's a cloudy old day today. Thank God the rain stopped. We've got the Museum of Contemporary Art over there. We've got the beautiful jacaranda trees in full blossom. Don't they look beautiful? That lilac mauve looks beautiful against that grey background. What I absolutely love about these grey old days here in Sydney is that everything just looks beautifully contrasted against those that lead grey sky. And these ferries just look so pretty. The bottle green, the mustard yellow, contrasting brilliantly against the background. And let's just talk about a topic that I've got near and dear to my heart today as we walk and talk. And I guess one of the big lessons I've learnt in my life is timing of talking with people, and also to steer clear of people who are in a bad mood or not in a mood which is productive for discussion. As my mother used to say, whenever she'd be caught up in a situation, vromai baruti, which means it smells of gunpowder. And that was always a funny saying, a good saying, especially when she'd be wanting to talk to people, and as she said, she'd steer clear of people if she saw that things weren't all that well. And what I've found is that the science now inform us that it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for somebody to calm down after a fight or flight stimulus or response in their body. Because what happens is that when we are stimulated, when we are angered, when we are scared, when something happens, adrenaline surges into our body, and we've got all those hormones just stirring up our emotions and just putting us on edge. And it's done for a reason, it's done for a purpose, it's done to help us with our survival. But it's important to understand that when somebody's on edge, then they're edgy. And when somebody's edgy, then they're not going to be as predictable as what they would be as when they are in a calm state. So I guess the big lesson from this is to try and read the signs, try and assess the mood that somebody's in before you start talking to them about something which may be sensitive. Because if they're all amped up with cortisol and adrenaline from a fight or flight response, then you may get attacked, or they may not be receptive to your communication, or they may see you as yet another foe, and not even listen to you, not even to be able to hear your message. So big lesson here for young people, and especially these days when we have broken families, we've got people who are having troubles with their work relationships, with their marital relationships, with their friends. With COVID-19, it's putting additional pressures on us in terms of social distancing and introducing all of these unwritten rules that not everybody know these rules, and not everybody abides by the unwritten rules, because if you don't know the rule, then you can't really abide by it. But yet other people tend to take offence that you're not observing the rule or the rules. But what are the rules? You know, where do these rules come about? But once again, the big lesson for young people is to understand that it takes a while, it takes an amount of time for the body to settle down after an episode of anger. And some people get angry all the time. You know, we've worked with bosses who are cranky. Now we've worked with people who get shitty. We work with people who overreact, react all the bloody time. But you've got to understand that these people need to be, steered clear of for at least up to half an hour to allow them to settle down. And then once they settle down, they're angels again. You know, don't think that a cranky person is cranky all the time. They're just responding, not necessarily even responding, they're just reacting to some sort of stimulus which has threatened them, and they either need to fight or flight or fly away or escape, and their bodies is surged by cortisol and adrenaline, which is giving them that edginess and inability to think rationally, because when you're in a fight or flight response, you engage the reptilian part of your brain, which is the very, very basic part, and then once you're in that primary zone, then you can't think clearly and can't process things properly, and hence you're not as resourceful as what you may be when you would have been when you relax and settle down. And as we said, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to settle down. So for young people, understand to read the signs, and to not expect people to drop everything, be relaxed, be resourceful because you want them to be. You've got to pick the moment. You've got to pick your battles, you've got to pick your moment, and step back, step out of the way, and don't get caught up with people when they're not at their best. Anyway, let's finish up with a positive affirmation. We've got the Susie O'Neill heading off on her run today, and we've got the Queenscliff heading off as well, off on her way to Manly. This cloud looks like it's got a bit of rain in it, but it's also fairly high, so we may be lucky and may not get a rainy day today, but only time will tell. So to all my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, let's take some advice and steer clear of people who are shitty, who are angry, and give them time, give them oxygen to settle down, because once they settle down, as we said, they can be the nicest people in the world. And you'll often find that there are people who are married or in relationships with people who just fly off the handle every now and then, but they've learned with time to just stand back, get out of the way, and let them vent, let them get over their immature state of anger. But it's just the way things are. I know it's not right. I know we shouldn't be subject to people's anger and shittiness, but it's a chemical reaction, and it's something that some people just can't help, and you just got to understand it, appreciate it, and deal with it. You don't have to put up with it, but by the same token, if you understand the science behind it, then you know how to manage it and you know how to manage those people and to get the best out of a terrible situation. I know that violence and anger is not good, but we need, as I said before, to learn the mechanics of it and to understand how to get the best out of those people, because sometimes we need to be able to work and deal with these people because we just can't avoid them. Anyway, take care, have an awesome day, and I look forward to chatting to you again tomorrow from another location with another message of empowerment. But make the most of your beautiful Tuesday, and I look forward to chatting to you again and going on a walk and talk, and either chatting about a book summary, talking about an experience, an observation, a song, who knows what it'll be. But tomorrow is Ohi Day, so we may have to talk about something which is going to remind us of that beautiful stance that the Greeks took back in 1940, and we'll look forward to chatting to you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Yassas.